Hello and welcome to yet another exciting edition of Trendz Travel. As always, I'm your host Eloise Scoble, and today we find ourselves at the Standard Bank Gallery right here in the Johannesburg CBD. We'll be taking a tour a little bit later, so do join us for that. Now, Mpumalanga has always been a very laid-back place to visit, but now it takes us to one of its most adventurous places, the bungee jump.
We live in a wonderful country that is full of beauty, charm and adventure. Our day 2 in Mpumalanga consisted of another long drive along the lush panorama route. I really don't mind road trips, especially when the views are as amazing as these. Our first stop was the majestic Lone Creek Falls. The waterfall is blue with silver highlights. It appears clear and clean, rapidly flowing into the stream. The water is frothy where it falls to hit the water. At least things like this are caught when they fall. The sunlight still shining, the water doesn't mind. It continues its journey searching for its destination. That's what waterfalls do. They inspire poetry. The route stretches for a while, and our next stop was the 3 Rondavels right next to the Blyde River Canyon.
Welcome to the Blyde River Canyon, which is the 3rd largest canyon in the whole world, which is the live canyon. When you're talking about a live canyon, we're talking about a canyon with plants. So that's why you see it's the only green canyon in the whole world. The definition of a canyon, a river between 2 mountains, each mountain must be about 1 kilometer high. We're talking about 1,000 meters high. It was started in 1972, whereby two rivers meet, the Blyde River and the Oristan River. So they built a dam wall for irrigation, Palaburo mining as well, and then also for people to drink. Irrigation, there's some citrus plantation and hot springs, so to water all those citrus plantations.
Like any other tourist attraction, there's a flea market with beautiful crafts and beadwork. And that, ladies and gentlemen, was the calm before the storm. Up next was the big swing. You get harnessed and tied to a rope, but nobody trusts that rope. Nobody. You get launched down a 70-meter distance so fast. At 140 kilometers per hour, your head spins, heart stops, and just as you think you're dying, you are up close, immersed in the majestic waterfall, and then you swing and swing and swing, taking it all in. Oh, the beauty of nature. Team spirit, the people rooting for you really is what gets you going down, with all the great spots screaming and clapping for one another. Some of us, though, did not take the plunge.
Why did I not jump? Firstly, I know myself. I'm afraid of heights, number one. So that's why I didn't want to push myself. The only thing that I did zip lining. So, but then the trick about that, my entire focus was on top so that I don't look down, because I don't want to have problems. So that's what I did, and yeah.
It's been interesting. It's like a roller coaster ride. My journey with them goes from like a boring boat cruise to like jumping off a cliff. So it just depends on what you like. I like the adventurous stuff. Some people just like the scenery, just driving around and seeing things. I like to get in there. Like today I was very scared, but I'm very glad that I ended up jumping off the cliff. It was dope.
It's your country, enjoy it. Nothing's more fun than a short lift.
Kettlebell is an ancient form of fitness and exercise that incorporates the entire body by using one apparatus. Now this is for all of you who are still on your #body goals. Today we find ourselves in this inconspicuous room where we will be learning about the strange-looking fitness apparatus, the kettlebell. But what is kettlebell exercise?
It's a different way of training. It's not gymming at all. It's not picking up the weight. It's not curling. Some of the exercises are similar to weight training, but it's all got a dynamic element to it. In total, there are about 300 different exercises. Some of them are derivatives of one, like we'll do this afternoon. We do a press, a push press, and a jerk. They all look very similar, but it's 3 different exercises.
Basically, we start off with a kettlebell in front of us, hardly ever between things. The reason for that is you're going to go down, you go on to the kettlebell, and as you bring back the back swing and swing.
I am shown everything from the one-hand swing to the two-hand American swing, and then of course those presses and push presses.
This is a press, and this is a push press. So I'm using my legs.
Then it was my turn to get in on the action, but not before sufficiently choking my delicate hands for better grip on the kettlebells. Our first exercise looks easy enough, but then again, he is demonstrating without the kettlebell in hand. After a brief presentation of what needs to be done, we pick our poison by collecting an appropriately weighted bell of our own. The kettlebells are separated by color, with each being a different weight. The black, pink, and grey, however, are all entry-level 8 kg weights. I opted for the smallest one, though it made no difference in heftiness.
Almost every single kettlebell exercise will train almost all the muscles in your body. Some of them train muscles differently, but all, because it's a moving exercise. You're using all the muscles to stabilize and to build strength and to build aero fitness and all of that at the same time.
Although I started with a small black kettlebell, I soon learned why the bigger size kettlebells work better. The pink bell proved to be easier to grip and to lift, making the exercises a little less labor intensive and much easier to swing. I really do enjoy the swinging motion.
In kettlebells, you use your whole body almost every time, even on a swing. On a swing, you will be using all your back muscles, we call them go muscles. You know, your back muscles are your hamstrings, your glutes, your back muscles. Your go muscles are the muscles you use in sport and everyday life. Your show muscles is your biceps, your chest. Those are show muscles that you go to gym for. But you want to get strong and fit, you do your go muscles.
A long 12 minutes later, it's time to change it up a bit with what feels like a weightlifter's deadlift.
Kettlebells make you fit, make you strong, gives you power, gives you flexibility, and what we say, is it gives you fast bait. Good old fast bait.
And fast bait is what I needed to try and complete the set. The next exercise looks like something out of Thor's workout routine. Try as I might to get out of it, I was already thrust into the deep end, so I went along, and surprisingly, once you're in it, you do feel powerful. My last exercise is the double kettlebell lift. Lifting it above my head and keeping it there for a few seconds. It is difficult and heavy and I almost lose my balance. Then it's finally over, until the next one. I decide that if I'm going to do this double kettlebell lift again, I'm going to make it count and make it look good for the gram. A couple of pics later, and I'm the female counterpart to the mighty Thor. Coming up after the break, we have a little more travel for you, so don't go anywhere. But I'd also like to remind you that you can catch us on Twitter or on Instagram. That's on Trendz on SABC using the hashtag SABC News. Right now, though, Mpumalanga takes us to the northwest for an art experience of a different kind, as well as an experience of some farm life.
When an invite to have breakfast in a remote village in the northwest, specifically in a farm with beautiful cows, chicken, and the sound of chirping birds hits you, you cannot say no. So I am here bright and early. The sun has just come out. I feel very fresh and very hungry. Breakfast here is not bought. You make it from scratch. So I'm ready to get my hands making. Let's go. The sun continues to enhance the beauty of this place. Before you can start the preparations of breakfast, you are lured by the sounds and the splendor of nature. So a tour of the place is a definite yes. Any cows to milk this morning?
No, we don't have any.
Okay.
There is one that is that one. It's a Brahman. We cannot milk Brahman. It's quite wild. Don't touch those.
Okay. With this vast land, there's quite a variety of livestock. This pig style is situated between cattle, goat, and sheep. I tried to get myself reacquainted with the animals, but they were not up to socializing. So I resorted to chatting with our host. So you have decided to incorporate art and farm life experience. Why would you put the two worlds together?
Both things are my passion, and both things are really therapeutic. Why not try and be creative? Auctions have been closed. As an alternative to making income, we have had a drought in the longest time. So for me to be able to just give other people also an opportunity, especially kids from the city, to come and experience the difference or know the difference between a goat and a sheep. Or and at the end of the day, as part of, because not everybody loves animals. You're going to come here, it's refreshing. What else do you do? You know, if you're not gonna be pulling who is willing to pet animals. So might as well bring canvases and be doing something else.
There's something about being on a farm that inspires you to be hands-on. From the brief tour, I was inspired to work and start breakfast. First things first, eggs. Breakfast began with a cup of tea, then a good old scrambled eggs. If there's one thing I learned this morning about being here, is that everything you eat, or before you even eat, you work for your food. So you have to earn your keep. I literally had to feed the chickens so that I can be able to enjoy the free-range eggs. Additional to the scrambled eggs is morogo and ting, true Setswana breakfast. And after breakfast, I still had time on my hands, so I got a little creative. And now for the moment of truth. It's time now to put everything that I have learned in the farm into a piece of art. I'm still in the same town, it's just a different outfit. I'm at the sip and paint session. I'm here to meet the ladies and gentlemen that are here today and see if I can express everything that I learned earlier on today at a farm into a piece of art. I don't know, let's see.
This is actually the first time, and I'm enjoying every second of it.
Se ke se ratang ke gore re phutha batho re ba bafa ate ga se go taka fela go ba bangwe ba bantsintsi le nna ke le mo teng ke go itshidila mai.
The sunsets here should definitely go down in history books as one of the best sunsets. I thought I've seen them all, but that over there is the best sunset I've ever come across. Thank you so much for taking care of me, Northwest Province. It's been real, it's been explorative, it's been fantastic. Let me go and see if I can enjoy the view of the water. Just here.
Now, as promised earlier, we take you on an adventure, and this time we go to Phalaborwa where we do some marula beer making and look at some reptiles.
Right on the border of Limpopo and Mpumalanga is a little town called Woodspruit. You blink twice and you'll miss it, perhaps because most of it is conservation and game reserves covered in trees. Chances of trampling over a snake as you walk across the road are high here. However, we decided not to leave it to chance but to go and find the reptiles at their habitat. As you enter the premises, you are greeted by these two beautiful, very brightly colored parrots sitting on a tree branch by the door. I think this is a strategic play to calm visitors down. Inyonga is a home to snakes, as the name suggests, but also spiders, crocs, tortoises, and lizards. Why do they keep the snakes, you may ask? Well, it's to save and relocate vulnerable and endangered species. Contrary to popular belief, the tarantula is not dangerous at all. If anything, it's the small ones that one should be afraid of. And to put you at ease, we don't have any deadly spiders in South Africa. So what we have here is a marsh terrapin, and apparently they eat flowers. So let's see. Oh, there's a baby one as well. I wonder if the baby's gonna take it. Yeah. We got to learn about different kinds of snakes. Another surprise was the anaconda, which looked nothing like what we had imagined. Someone says anaconda and immediately you visualize an enormous snake, but it isn't. These creatures are very fascinating, to say the least. You can never tell if it's sleeping or awake, as they have no eyelids. Then we moved on to the real deal, the moment of truth. I got to handle a python, even if it was for a few seconds. The real dangerous venomous snakes are left outside in the pan. The guide shows us what to do and how to behave when you encounter a puff adder in the wild. Honestly, I think basic instinct is run first and think later. A trip to Limpopo is never complete without trying out the fruit that grows from the rich soil. The humidity in the area keeps the trees green, producing lots of fruit. We're in Phalaborwa, the place of two summers. Now, Limpopo is known for elephants, baobab, and of course the marula, and it is harvest season, so I wanted to find someone that brews the traditional beer, and I found her right under the marula tree. Let's go. The ripe fruit is picked from the ground, so the ladies do not struggle getting it. It's the quantity required that takes a lot of time and patience. A skill that has been passed down from mother to daughter for generations has sustained many families in the region. Thank you, Julia. Thank you. Your beer is nice.
We are now entering the third month of 2020, and we'd like to know if you're still in your hashtag body goals, if you've given them up, or if you've tried something new. Let us know on Instagram or on Twitter. That's on Trendz on SABC using the hashtag SABC News. Gallery proudly presents Lumière d'Afrique, which is an exhibition of 54 pieces of artwork from the 54 countries in Africa. It is based on the premise that the 21st century belongs to Africa.
Downtown Johannesburg. Here you'll find this building, one of the city's principal fine art venues. Once you enter inside, adorning the walls of this inspirational art exhibition space, you are introduced to the continent of Africa, represented in sculpture, canvas, and photographs. This first of its kind travel exhibition depicts 54 unique artworks created by artists from the African soil.
The title of the exhibition is Lumière d'Afrique, which is quite literally means Africa's lights. And again, I think it's kind of speaking to two things really. It's addressing and highlighting a very important issue around energy, access to energy more importantly, but also on the other side, which is a more positive spin to the exhibition, is how it's also talking about how the artists are really Africa's lights. That Africa for the next few years will be the inspiration for the whole world.
The 54 artists featured in the exhibition are internationally renowned, and their work has been featured on important global platforms.
This is by an artist from Kenya, Cyprus. He, of course, works with found objects and found material, but I think what is beautiful and really extraordinary about this piece is that he, of course, picked out things that relate to the concept of light, but also things that are very particular to Kenyan society. So, for example, the sieve, as you know, Kenyans drink a lot of tea. Exactly, yes. So, it's again kind of highlighting or showing the kind of different things that he found in his immediate environment.
Wow. This is interesting.
Very interesting. So this work is by Helen Nabukenya, who's an artist from Uganda, and she trained in textile design and was interested in fashion, but then kind of drifted into art. She created this. Basically, she works with a group of women that help her sew these big, large pieces of tapestries made out of cutouts that she collects from tailors in Uganda.
Something very interesting sculpture that I'm seeing here. If you can explain to us, what is this and where is it from?
So this is by an artist, Pajo, from Ghana. And of course, this is it's a tradition in Ghana where it's a coffin where somebody can choose what kind of coffin they would like to be buried in. But what's also interesting about Pajo is that he is one of the remaining kind of sculptors that has still carried on this tradition. That has started a while back. He was taught by somebody else, and now he's teaching it to someone else. Yeah.
The exhibition has been well received in Paris, Switzerland, and Morocco. It comes to South Africa at a very significant moment when the world is looking into Africa.
And that's it from the Trendz travel team. We hope to see you again next week, same time, same place. And you can hit us up on Instagram or on Twitter. That's on Trendz and SABC using the hashtag SABC News.